Welcome to the show. I am your host, Bryan Lee Whatley. Our story begins tonight with our very special guest, the young, beautiful, and talented actress from Nashville, the recording artist Celeste Kellogg. Like many kids, she started singing in church and school choirs, and it didn't take her long for her to realize this is exactly what she wanted to do. But before she knew it, Celeste was putting herself into every music and talent show she could find. And a few years later, she found where Radio Disney was holding auditions for a new tween pop group called RD7. And lucky for her, she made it. And the year with Radio Disney was amazing, with shows opening for Raven, the Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus, and it didn't stop there. She also performed alongside Kelly Clarkson on her tour. When Radio Disney came to an end, she started her own group called No Limit. That group got the attention of Grammy nominee Dave Moody and allowed her to start acting in the movie about bullying called No Limit Kids, Much Ado About Middle School. And so was born her love for acting. And so with her dancing, acting, and singing, she is being considered a triple threat at a very young age. And with her latest CD coming out and other TV movie deals in the works, Celeste is on her way to becoming a superstar. You know, there's always one thing about a star. They let their life heart shine, lighting the way for others to see and follow. And she says to listen to your inner self. It will lead you in the right direction, and let your God-given talents do everything for you, no matter what others say. Our musical guest tonight is Celeste Kellogg with several of her songs, The Look, My Jeans, Crying with the Sky, and the new song, Broken Record. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. How are you doing, Celeste?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing awesome. I'm super excited to finally get in touch with you. You are such a busy person.
I am. I'm busy, but I like being busy and staying busy. But I also like, my relaxing days when it's raining outside and I can just sit inside and watch TV too. So.
I can imagine that. Now, how is everything going with you today? Is the weather and all that stuff like that where you are okay?
Actually, I'm in Texas right now. I'm here for a few performances and a couple of school performances, but it's raining outside today. And yesterday we had a big thunderstorm. But I love rain and I love weather, so it's good for me.
Oh, very nice. I used to live in Texas. I lived in Houston and Galveston Island. So, are you enjoying it out there?
Yes, I am. I like how wherever I walk into, whether it's like Wendy's or the store, they always play country music, and they don't do that in Virginia. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, country music and cowboys and things like that is kind of big in Texas.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Now, you're originally from Virginia, like you were talking about from where you're from, and you bounce around a lot because you're on so many tours right now with your music, from LA and Nashville, and you're in Texas now, and you're performing at all kinds of places. Where are some of the places you're performing right now? Like Six Flags, and where else?
Yeah, last week I performed at Six Flags, and I performed at 2 elementary schools because I'm basically part of an anti-bullying tour. So we really like talking to school kids about that, and basically the stuff that we've been through that we can share our experiences with them. And I'm performing at Humboldt Skating Family Skate Center this Friday, and then I'm heading back home and preparing for CMA Fest this June.
Sweet. Now, okay, you just mentioned something that's very dear and true to my heart, which is anti-bullying. I am so against bullying. It's unbelievable. And I'm a big proponent for getting the word out there. Can you talk a little bit about that tour that you're doing?
Yeah, well, actually last summer, I helped develop the Country Pop Rock Tour, and it's an anti-bullying tour. And our message was, our slogan was to be a friend, not a bully. And we toured in 4 different states, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And it was at the end of August, so everybody was just getting back into school. So we thought it was cool, just to kick off the school year in their schools with like an anti-bullying program. So, we performed at different schools, and then we did concerts on the weekends, and finished it up in Slidell, Louisiana, which was really cool. But from there, this past December, I did a Christmas performance in Grenada, Mississippi, and with one of my tour mates, Brenda Mendoza. And we actually got a phone call after our concert and after our talk with everybody that attended about bullying. We got a phone call that this girl was actually thinking about committing suicide and that we changed her mind.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that
So,
brings tears to my eyes. That's awesome.
I know, it did to me too. But what I thought was, I mean, it's really cool when I can use music, you know, to impact somebody like that, you know. And since with music I have like a platform where people still listen, like, to what you have to say. So I think it's really cool to spread a positive message with my music.
Oh, wow. I'm so proud of you for doing something like that, and something that's so something that really needs to get the word out there across our nation. And there's so many different parts about bullying, and it's not just physical school bullying anymore. There's so many different parts with, you know, cyber and, you know, social bullying and everything else that's online now. It's just gotten out of hand, and, you know, a lot of people hide behind the keyboards and try to, you know, get at people, and they don't realize the impact, or maybe they do realize the impact and they just don't care, but they really need to stop it. And I think with social media networks and the internet and everything that's so wide rampant today, that they don't really understand how much it really impacts people. And it's just horrible. So thank you so much for taking a stand in that.
Well, I mean, everybody has a dream, and we were telling the kids at the elementary schools the other day that everybody has a dream. And if you stick to your dream and you like who you are, you're going to end up so much farther ahead of the game than the people that are bullying you. And you just have to like who you are, and that's really all that's important.
Oh, wow. Stick to your dream. I like that. Very, very cool. Yeah, because, and I think that's also something else that's very important that you said is just your individuality. Stick to who you are and what you want to be, and follow that. Don't let anybody else say anything different about it, because there's greatness in everybody, and you just got to let that light shine. So, yay. Very, very, very good. Now you're going to be returning to Virginia to talk about, or you're going to be making a new music video, and we'll start talking about your songs in a minute. But you're also going back to make your broken record, your video for this one. And if nobody has ever seen some of her music videos that are on YouTube or our website, you got to check them out, because they're professionally done, and they're just amazing. But we'll talk about that one a little bit. But you started performing at the age of, God, real young, like around 5 or 6 or something, right?
Yes. In my church choir. So I was probably singing when I was 5 or 6, and one of the first church plays I did, I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and it was a musical, so we sung and we acted too. But after the show was over and everybody had left the auditorium we were performing in, I was sitting on the edge of the stage, and my mom comes up to me and says, "Honey, it's time to go." And I said, "I don't want to leave." And she was like, "Oh, great. Here we go. We have a performer on our hands."
Nice. So, I'd say I can imagine that too, because again, I mentioned the fact that you're what, 18, 19?
I'm 19.
God, but you've been doing this for like 15 years, so you're almost like ready to retire.
No, I don't think I'll ever be ready to retire from music.
I don't think anybody wants you to retire from music either. So, all your fans and your followers and stuff like that, they're like, no.
Probably. Well, I mean, I just love music, and I think no matter what age you are, it's always going to be a love.
Oh, nice. I agree with that. I think music transcends gender. I think it transcends age and generations and everything else. So, awesome. That's great. You also did some work with Radio Disney with, what was the group's name? RD7?
Yes.
Can we talk about that experience?
Yeah. I was 12 years old, and I went on Radio Disney's website because I'd seen a couple contests and stuff they had done around my area in Virginia. And I saw where they were holding auditions for a pop group that would be located in Virginia. And I said, "Hey, Mom, can I audition?" And she was like, "Well, honey, you don't really have, like, the Disney voice. You're more of a country singer, but sure. Every audition is an experience." And that's what I always went by. Whether it was an audition or a talent show, everything was an experience. And it was something, there was always going to be something that I could learn from and take from that. So I did it, and I actually was one of the lucky 7 that got to be in the group. And we opened for Miley Cyrus, the Jonas Brothers, Raven, the Cheetah Girls, and performed at a Kelly Clarkson concert. And I think that's when I really knew that this is what I wanted to do. When we ran out on stage performing before Raven, and I saw all the glow sticks in the audience. There was 11,000 people out there. And I looked at my friend next to me. I said, "This is so cool." And he said, "I know." And so I was like, "This is it. This is what I want to do."
Oh my goodness! I can imagine being so young and then performing with such great artists that who are already established in the industry and so well known, and to open up and perform with them. Kelly Clarkson and Miley Cyrus and Jonas and Raven. Holy cow! I would have been floating on cloud nine if I was you.
I was. It was an amazing year. That's for sure.
Well, that's a broad range of people, and your music actually. I know we talk about country pop rock, but your music actually comes from a various of influences. But is it mostly country? Who were some of your influences growing up?
Growing up, one of my major influences was Shania Twain.
Okay, nice. I can see that.
I think it wasn't just her music. I loved her personality, and I loved how she wasn't afraid to be herself. You know, no one was going to tell her what she was going to do. She was going to be Shania.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that about her, and I love how she always tried to help. Like, I went to one of her concerts, and she asked every single person that bought a ticket to bring a can of food for people who are hungry, and they would donate that to the, like, whatever the local, like, homeless shelter was there. And I thought that was really cool. And then I love her stage performance and her songwriting, and she's just, you know, she has fun, and she likes who she is. So that's why Shania is a major influence. And then my other major influence is Alan Jackson. Okay. And I know a lot of people are like, wow, that's old country right there. And I always say, I love how his songwriting tells a story. And one time I got one of the CDs, and I was looking underneath each song title to see who the songwriter was. And it wasn't listed under any of the song titles. And so I put to the very back of the CD, and it says, all songs written by Alan Jackson. And I thought that was so cool. And you can just listen to his songs like Remember When or Chattahoochee, like any of them, and they put you in that place. So I really respect him for that.
Nice, I like that. Shania has this great ability to connect with her audience as a stage presence, and it's almost as if she's singing. When you're in the audience, it's almost as if she's singing straight to you, and all like 20,000 people in the audience feel the same exact way. Like she's singing straight to them with her songs and stuff like that. The way she connects and everything. So,
right.
Do you try to do that with your audience as well?
I do. I really try to connect with my audience, and sometimes if there's like someone out there that's acting all shy, I'll point to them and make them even a little bit shy. But no, not on purpose. I try to get them more into it, you know. And then the thing about Shania that's really cool is her songs are empowerment. Like, they're not the victim. You know, she doesn't feel bad for herself in her songs. She's always like, you know what? This may have happened, but you're going to be stronger because of it. So that's why I like Shania's songwriting a lot.
I've noticed also that Shania is a tough woman. She has attitude in a great way. And some of the songs that we'll talk about in a minute, I've seen some attitude in your videos, and I'm like, oh, she's so kick butt. That's so awesome. And so when you mentioned Shania, I was like, yes, okay, that makes great sense. And there's another song I want to talk about in a little while, but when you mentioned Alan Jackson and being old school, old music, I picked up that in one of your songs, and that's with Crying with the Sky, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I could see where your inspiration has led you into the music style and choice that you do now, and it shows exactly. So great influences to lead you to where you want to be and for who you are. Outstanding.
Thank you. Well, my dad used to sing me to sleep every night when I was little, and his voice reminds me a lot of Alan Jackson, except my dad's accent isn't as southern. But that's one of the reasons I really started listening to him, because it reminded me of my dad. And then I started noticing his songwriting. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Now, I'm actually in Mobile, Alabama, and so I've lived in the South most of my life. And every now and then, and I try to enunciate, my voice coach tells me to enunciate, Brian, but every now and then when I'm sitting with some of my good old friends, that Southern drawl just comes out, and I just start talking like this. And, you just can't. It's very distinguishable in terms of when people start talking about Southern. So, Alan Jackson's like that. Your debut CD that came out, This Is Where I Want to Be. Can we talk about some of the songs on that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You've got a couple of songs that I absolutely love, and again, people can go check this out on videos and everything. But one of them I want to talk about is The Look. And I don't know who makes your videos or whatever, the people who play in it, but I was showing my son today, and he was like, "Oh, this is so cool." Can we talk about that video? Because it looked like it was a lot of fun to make.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Well, some of the scenes you see, like in the diner where we're dancing, that was actually shot at like 4 in the morning. And the diner we shot at is actually a car museum, and there's this replica of a diner in one of the corners of this car museum. And so it really worked well for the music video because there are basically 2 walls that were missing, so the camera could like film easily the whole diner and everything. But first of all, my mom told me to write a song with the words "Oh no, he didn't." And so from there, I took it and I wrote The Look, and then I brought it to Nashville, and my music producer and another songwriter helped me tweak it a little bit. And then I went in the studio and recorded it, and then started writing the treatment for the video. And I always write my treatment for the video along with my mom and my videographer, Damon Wood. And so we wrote the treatment, and I had met a guy out in California named AJ on a set of a pilot called Track Pack. And he was wearing a shirt that said Player on it.
Oh, nice.
And I said, "You need to be in my music video for The Look." So we flew him out to Virginia, and he was in my music video. The first question we asked him when he got off the plane was chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. And he goes, "Huh?" And then I said, "Milkshake." Because in the video, we actually pour milkshake on his head.
Yeah,
and
it was strawberry, wasn't it?
Melted. It was like 5 hours old. So he said it would have worse than it would have been if it was cold. But, we had fun.
That's the milkshake that you poured on his head, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was so cool. Now, I saw a Shania influence in that video and that song. Was there?
Oh, there kind of was. I mean, not intentionally. I think our personalities are probably similar in the fact that, like, if a guy does us wrong, we're going to move on. And it's like, you know what, buddy, if you're going to cheat on me, I don't really care. I can find someone better.
Nice.
So that's basically where the video was coming from. And I was trying to, spread a positive message to people that's like really, really happened to.
Yeah.
If he's not the one for you, there's somebody out there that's so much better, and God has a better plan for you. So that's what my mom has always told me, and I've always believed that. So in The Look, I kind of took that, but kind of played it up in a playful way a little bit.
Very cool. Yeah, I was glad to see that you didn't take a baseball bat out to his truck and key up his, all that other stuff, but pouring the milkshake on his head was awesome. So
I just gave him a smile and walked away. After the milkshake, of course.
Very good. Please welcome our musical guest, Celeste Kellogg, with The Look.
It was a day like no other. I decided to go undercover. Suspicions had, call it a hunch. Got my face set on stun. I walked in the local diner, and there he was with his arm around her, sitting there side by side, looking into each other's eyes. Oh no, he didn't. He gave her the look, gave her the look, the one that he stole right out of our book. Oh, the nerve it took when he gave her the look. To the table, said hello, I'm your new waiter. My name's Celeste, I'm here to serve everything that you deserve. He said, this isn't what you think it is. She's just a friend, and we've never kissed. Well, I don't care what you do, 'cause baby, you and me are through. The book. That's all it took when I gave him the look. Yeah, yeah. It's like the seven wonders or a black sky that thunders. One look can change everything. It's all about the look, like an open book, an open book. It won't be mistook, won't be mistook when I give you. It's all about the look, like an open book, an open book. It won't be mistook, won't be mistook when I give you the look. The look, yeah.
Another song that you did that I absolutely loved because I thought it was so cute. And when I first saw this, I was like, why would anybody write a song about this? But then it dawned on me. And it's titled My Jeans. Can we talk
Yes.
about that one?
So many people were like, why are you writing a song about jeans? And I was like, I was 14, and I was like, you know what? It's just meant to be a fun girl song.
Exactly, exactly.
Something that we can get up and dance to. And later, when I saw Toby Keith come out with Red Solo Cup, I'm like, hey, if he can write a song about a Red Solo Cup, I can write a song about jeans. But yeah, I wrote that song when I was 14, and it's just supposed to be fun. And I filmed a video for it in Nashville, Tennessee. It was my first original music video, and I had a lot of my friends in it, like from my hometown, which was really cool. Girls that I grew up and danced with, and I had a lot of really good friends in the video that I'd met on the set of a movie I filmed the March before the video, and it was just so much fun. But it was in the middle of July in Nashville, Tennessee, and by the end of the shoot, my friends were going, "Why didn't you write a song called My Shorts?" And I was like, well, it's just not the same.
And that's what I thought after it dawned on me. I was like, this is just a fun song. And considering you're, young girls, talking about clothes and school and all that stuff like that, like, yeah, that actually fits. That actually works really, really well. So I liked it. I thought it was really cute. Please welcome back Celeste with a fun song titled My Jeans.
Don't wanna wear a dress, I ain't putting on a skirt. I need something that goes with a cool t-shirt. Levi's or a skinny, gotta wear them all night long. Yeah, they gotta fit me kinda like my favorite song. My jeans, oh, you gotta love them. My jeans, ain't they really something? Purple or blue, you can't compare to nothing. Throwing knee-high boots, hey girls, we go out strutting in my jeans. Oh yes. Girl, don't be depressed.
Now, going back to something a little bit more old soul, old school, talking about Alan Jackson earlier, you wrote "Crying with the Sky," and it's such a beautiful song. Can we talk about this
Thank
one?
you.
What does it mean to you?
I actually wrote it a week or two after my grandmother passed away. I was 15 years old, and she lived up in New York, so I really didn't get to see her very often. But I had heard so many stories about her, and she was one of the grandmothers that, a lot of people didn't like her because she told you like it was. And
like my grandma.
People didn't like her for that, but I respected her for that. And so I wrote the song "Crying with the Sky," and I guess one of my favorite lines. Oh, I wrote the song, and then I brought it back to Nashville, and we tweaked it a little bit with a couple Nashville songwriters because I was still really learning how to get a good song out of just get a good song, and then producing it, and then after we tweaked it and recorded it, it was one of my favorites that came out of that session of song. And one of my favorite lines in the song is, "Sometimes even God needs to cry."
Oh, wow, that is so beautiful. Was it hard to make that song to actually get through it without crying, like during the song? I mean, the words just touch you so much, and so it would seem to me if I was trying to sing that song that I would just lose it every time I get to certain parts of the song and be like, okay, break, we got to start again. Was it hard to get through something like that?
I guess when I was recording it, I felt kind of emotional about it, but I was really just trying to focus on, getting everything right. But there has been some times where I was performing it where I had to fight not to tear up or not to start crying because, it is such an emotional song that's really close to me.
Oh, my goodness. Do you get a lot of requests for that song when you play them in your concerts and stuff? I get requests for it, but I've also gotten a lot of tweets on Twitter that say that song has helped them through a hard time. Like somebody tweeted at me and said their mother had passed away, and that song is what pulled them through. And stuff like that is what really makes me realize how I can really help people. And if there's something that I'm going through that's a hard time, maybe if I write about it, someone else can relate to it, and maybe it'll help them. So as a songwriter, that's something that's probably the best part of the songwriter, and part of our reward is hearing that somebody was helped with a song that we wrote and something that we felt that just came to life through music. And now Celeste singing "Crying with the Sky."
Tears are falling from the sky. Guess sometimes even God needs to cry. Why is there so much pain? Why does everything have to change? Don't wanna let you go, so I keep hanging on to remember the way it used to be. I know you're not here with me, but I just want to see you one more time. I pray and I pray. I miss you with all my heart, but I know you're better where you are, like the clouds with rainy nights, crying with the sky. They say it's a part of life, that it happens every day, but I don't like this feeling of you being pulled away from me. There's nothing I can do but accept that I've lost you and hold on to the memories that you wrote in my soul. I know you're not here with me,
in your heart, do you believe that this is what God has meant for you to do? Because I believe this is what God wants you to do, because you're touching so many souls, and you're just helping people from happy times to sad times, and just getting them through everything. How do you feel about that?
I believe that it's what He wants me to do, and I think He wants. I don't. It's weird. I don't like talking about myself. So, but I like spreading positive messages, and I know there's so many people out there in the entertainment business right now that aren't so positive, and hopefully I can get out there and spread a positive message and spread His message, and He can be proud of what I do, and that's one of my main focuses. Is I always want to make sure that what I'm doing is something that God would be proud of.
Nice. I believe you're a beautiful light, and I think that's shining amongst thousands and thousands of people out there. So always keep up doing what you're doing. You're definitely on the right track. I don't know what made me ask that. That just kind of came over me, so I was like, okay, I'm going to ask this about this because she's definitely doing the right thing. Okay, anyway, your second album. Let's talk about your second album that you have that's coming out. You have your second CD, and it's titled Broken Record, and I think it's coming out April 30th. But you already have the first song out with the same title, Broken Record, that is on iTunes, and everybody can go and get it there. And it's already playing in Australia and UK, and obviously, of course, it's going to be playing here in the US, and we'll be playing with the song we'll hear in just a second. Let's talk about that song, Broken Record, and what it means to you.
Okay, well, Broken Record is another one of those girl power songs, I guess you could say.
Okay,
it's really
go girl
about
power.
It's about finding that one guy that's different. And, there's so many, in the teenage world, there's so many guys out there that'll be like, hey, give me your number, and you'll give them the number, and they'll never call you, and you're like, well, what's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that?
There's a lot of people out there that'll like play you and stuff like that. So Broken Record is about, you see this guy after guy after guy after guy that do the same exact thing, and that's the broken record. And then you want to find that one person that breaks the record, or not breaks the record, but breaks the mold.
Right. Somebody
who's different. So that's what Broken Record is about, and I'm really excited to film that music video too.
Check out her latest tune, Broken Record.
Hey boy, have you looked in the mirror lately? I'm sure you have, cause you see yourself lately. Enough ego to fill the whole state. May have worked on someone else but won't get me out on a date. Once you've seen one, girls, we've seen them all. They'll ask you for your number but won't even give you a call. Sorry if this sounds kinda critical, but I want someone different, not stereotypical. Like they copy and pasting lines, and I can see right through like all the other times. Different players have identical games on their initials up because they'll score the same. I need a real man that won't bring complications. An original, not an imitation. Kinda like Elvis, he's rock and roll sensation. But everything I see around here is a broken record, a broken record, a broken record. Now here's where I describe what a girl wants to see. Someone who has respect and will give her what she needs. Do a simple act even if it's kinda strange, like maybe even hold open the door for a change. Hello, I wanna feel something real, not a bad act. Skip all the lies and just be straight up with the facts. Do I have to spell it out like A, B, C, D? Want SpaghettiOs and they can have linguine. It's like they copy and paste in lines, and I can see right through like all the other times. Different players have identical games on their initials up because they'll score the same. I need a real man that won't bring complications. broken record. It's like they copy and pasting lines, and I can see right through like all the other times. Different players have identical games on their initials up because they'll score the same. I need a real man that won't bring complications. An original, not an imitation. Broken record, a broken record, a broken record.
Now, this kind of goes right along with the look, I think. So, that look, and then dump some milkshakes on their head, and then find some guys who don't do that same thing, that same old thing. So, I like it. I like the song.
Thank you.
How much of your music do you write yourself? You mentioned earlier about Alan Jackson writing his own songs. How much do you write? Do you have a professional songwriter that writes your stuff for you, or do you just write what comes from the heart, or where do the words come from?
Well, the first 4 songs I recorded, My Jeans was included in that, and a couple other songs. And those, I went to Nashville, and it was my first time really writing with a major songwriter. And those were co-written. I wrote with some songwriters. And then my second set of songs, which included The Look, In Crying with the Sky, Looking in Your Eyes, Getting Tough to Your Heart, and a couple other songs. And those are songs that I had written by myself, and then I took to Nashville and got a little help, making it studio ready. And then Broken Record I wrote completely by myself, and the other 4 songs that are going to be on this new CD I wrote all by myself. So I'm really proud and excited for people to hear my music, and it's 100% me. So I'm really excited for everybody to hear that.
Very nice. I like the words in your songs. Do you find it's difficult to write songs, or do you feel like once a song comes to you, it comes to you in a flash, and it's pretty well set?
Well, there's a couple songs that I've written, and I look back at them and I thought that was good.
Really?
But my mom's always really honest. I'll come in to her and I'll be like, "Hey, Mom, what do you think of this?" And she'll be like, "Honey, I think you need to go back in your room and try again."
Aren't moms like that? That rocks.
Well, if they don't tell you, someone's going to tell you, and I'd rather it be her than someone else,
Exactly. Tough love is good for you.
Yeah, so once I really have something that I really strongly believe in, or that I really love, or that I feel really strongly about, it's pretty easy for me to just sit down with my guitar and write a song. I think Crying with the Sky I wrote in an hour. And
wow.
And some of the songs that are coming out soon I wrote probably within an hour or 2 hours. And I don't know, it's just cool to have that creative vibe come through you. And it's like, I know when I'm in the mood to write, and I know when I'm not in the mood to write. When I'm not in the mood to write is when I come up with those songs, and my mom says no. But yeah, if I'm in, which I'm in the mood a lot more than I'm not. But I think it's really cool, and it's really exciting to be able to sing a song that I've written and that came directly from me and something I was feeling, and it's cool to let people hear it. So I'm excited for everybody to hear my new music.
I'm excited too. You just mentioned Looking Into Your Eyes. If we talk about that one just briefly, that's another touching love song that I see between 2 young people, and I think that song transcends ages for generations and generations to me. Because when I think about looking into somebody's eyes, especially somebody you love, it's about looking into their soul. It's a window to their soul, and you really see much more of them than just whatever shirt they're wearing or how they did their hair or anything else. It's a connection that you make.
Right.
Is that what that song's about?
It's about, it's about what it was written about was actually confusion and not really knowing how the other person felt. But when you looked into the person's eyes, you could read everything, and you understood. And it's like, it was written about long distance, and at a distance, it's really hard to like understand how the other person's feeling when you're in a long distance relationship. But when you're together and you look in the person's eyes, you know clearly everything that is, that they're thinking and how they feel. So that's what the song was actually about.
Nice. Well, good. I'm gonna have to go re-listen to that thing because I love the song, and I was picking up.
Thank you.
Well, that's a good question though, because I was picking up one thing from it, and then it's meant for something else. How do you feel when people interpret your song in a different way like that, and it works for them? How do you feel about that?
Well, I always try to, like, whether it's about, like, Crying with the Sky was about my grandmother passing away, but I wanted to also write it so that it could be about your best friend moving away. I want it to relate to as many people as possible. So I try to write it so that it could apply to somebody close to you passing away or losing a friend or losing a relationship. But I think it's cool that everybody can apply it in their own situation into their life. So I always try to do that, so as many people can understand and relate to it.
Very nice. Very well said. I like that. Besides your musical career, you're also you're very beautiful. You're very photogenic. You were on the cover of Pop Magazine, the November issue 2009, for one of the best up-and-coming artists, and people can check it out, page 81. But you also do acting work as well. When Radio Disney came to an end, you started a new group, and you started other things as well, such as like working on movies and things. Can we talk about some of those?
Yeah, we can. The first movie I actually ever did was called No Limit Kids, Much Ado About Middle School. And I got that through my music career. It was my first acting job. And I was like, I was scared because I'd never done any acting like that before. I'd done stuff in theater, but I'd never actually been on a movie set where everybody's totally silent and they're listening to and watching you. To make sure, but I mean, of course, if you mess up, they can film it again. But right. Still, everybody's focused on you. But after like the first 2 days, I fell in love with it, and I thought it was so cool. And I filmed it when I was 15. So if you go watch it, don't judge me on my acting. But it was just a really cool experience, and I want to do more. I haven't gotten to do as much acting as singing, but I think they kind of go hand in hand, and that's why I love doing music videos too, because I can act out my songs.
And you can tell that.
It's like a little mini movie.
Yeah, yeah. I think videos should tell a story of the song, and you do a great job of that. So the acting and stuff like that goes hand in hand. It's not just a car bouncing up and down or somebody doing something else. It's very relevant to the song for your video. So I'm glad that you do that. Now, this movie, No Limit Kids, is also about bullying as well, isn't it? You mentioned you're on the No Bullying tour.
Yeah, it is actually about it's about a lot of middle school drama, and I think that's where the problems really start. Is in middle school, like 5th to about 8th grade, and then everybody's friends again in high school. Well, they end up like slowly becoming friends again, and then I guess senior year everybody's friends again.
Right.
It's like it's the last year to spend together, so everybody's happy again. But this is basically the middle school drama. There's the bully that tries to beat up the kid that has a great singing voice, because he's different. And then there's the girl drama, you stole my boyfriend. No, I didn't steal your boyfriend. Your boyfriend's cheating on you, kind of thing. And
that look.
It just goes through all the drama, and I think it has a really positive message because it ends with the good people getting their way and understanding what's right versus what's wrong, and music helps pull us through that too in the movie. So I think that's what's really cool about Much Ado About Middle School, or No Limit Kids, Much Ado About Middle School, is that a lot of people can relate to it, and hopefully, like with the bullying and the bullying tour, and just like that the movie can actually help people and help people follow their dreams.
Right. Well, it definitely seems like a super fun movie to watch, and I think people should watch it with their friends as well. I think this is kind of one
Yes,
of those sleepover kind of movies or stuff that they maybe even should play in school for some of the classes and stuff for people to just kind of watch and pay attention to. Everybody can check this out. I think the website is nolimitkidsmovie.com. That's nolimitkidsmovie.com. It's an
right.
outstanding movie, and I think this should be spread around a little bit. If you don't mind me pushing your movie out there, but it's has a great voice in it in terms of just getting out to people and letting people hear, stop bullying, be yourself, continuing to do things like that. So I like it. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Now you also have something. If we could talk about this one just a little bit, it's called Lindsay's Way, and this is another kind of heart touching one that I really liked. In terms of some of the stuff that I've heard about and that I've seen, can we talk about this one at least a little bit?
Yes, Lindsay's Way, I actually shot the pilot back in 2009. And I wrote all the songs that were featured in the pilot because Lindsay, I played the role of Lindsay. Lindsay is a singer, and she lives on a horse farm. So she loves horses. She's grown up with horses all her life. But her mom has just passed away. So her and her dad are really trying to get through that together. And that's what Lindsay's Way is about. And she's kind of like trying to find her way, find her path, find what she's supposed to do. And Crying with the Sky was actually featured in the pilot. And there's some more exciting stuff about Lindsay's Way coming up soon that I really can't say anything else about, but stay tuned.
Oh, the drama. Oh my goodness, you're gonna leave us hanging like that.
Well, I have to.
I love that. And I was actually gonna say Crime with the Sky should be in this. And then you said it is. And so it seems
It
like
is.
Go ahead.
I was on the phone with the director, and he had found a video of mine he saw my piece online, and he called and he said, well, if you can act, he said, I want you to be my Lindsay, just because he saw the My Jeans video. And so I read for him. I did a read, part of the script. And then I shared with him, because I had just written it, the song Crying with the Sky. And he said, oh my gosh. He said, that's my script. That's my story. And it was kind of cool how the two just, we hadn't known each other. I didn't know his story. He didn't know my story, but the two basically went hand in hand. And that's when I knew, like, hey, this is meant to happen.
Awesome. That's beautiful. I love that. Yay! I cannot wait to see it now. I'm like on the edge of my seat. My heart's beating.
Oh, cool.
I'm so excited for you. All right, everybody needs to check that out. It's on lindsaysway.com, and it's LINDSEYSWAY.com. That's lindsaysway.com. So everybody needs to go out there and check that out and get that pushed into it. So, TV pilot becoming a movie. Everybody's got to stay tuned. Drama. Awesome. I love that. You mentioned earlier you like being very positive, which I am the same exact way. Trying to be inspirational for people. And you had this saying, if you don't mind me quoting for you, I read somewhere where you said, people say you're too pretty, not pretty enough, great voice, but nasally, great talent, but needs more work, blah, blah, blah. What I'm trying to say is, regardless of what people say, listen to your inner self. It will lead you in the right direction, and never use people to get there. Let your God-given talents do that for you. Can we talk about that statement?
Yes. Well, I mean, by different, like, executives, whether they're in Nashville or different places, I've heard a lot of things, and one did say I was too pretty. And then, there's the ones that say your voice is too nasally. That plus just the people in mind. Like, I got a comment on YouTube one time that said your voice makes my ears bleed. And I said, well, you should really get that checked out. And, first of all, I believe if they make a comment like that, don't let it bother you, and let them know it doesn't bother you, because then it's like, well, what's the point in making a mean comment? It's not bothering them. So then they'll stop doing what they're doing. But I believe everybody has a God-given gift, whether it's, being a doctor, being a dancer, a singer, an athlete, a missionary. Everybody has that one thing that God gave them. And I think, singing is mine. And that's what I want to use to make a positive impression on the world. And so that's where I was coming from with that statement. And And along with my slogan, if you like yourself, that's all that matters. And if you like who you are, that's the only thing that you should really listen to.
Very cool. I like that. Very well said. And that kind of goes.
Well,
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, but if, I mean, like, you're tone deaf or something, and Simon Cowell's like, you really should stop this, then maybe I'd listen. No more inner self, I'd listen to that.
Oh my goodness. So you're saying if you try for American Idol and they boo you off stage, then maybe you should really take that under consideration?
Maybe
yeah.
Then inner self might be outweighed.
I sing in the shower and in the car. And in the car, I am my own jam master. Let me tell you, nobody can beat me. But outside the car, oh, no. I should stay quiet.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's like, I'm sure there's a lot of professional in-car singers out there.
I hope so, but I'm not going to bank on it. Oh, my goodness. That is too classic. What are some future projects and shows and tours and everything where everybody can come listen to you live and see you and get some signed autographs and some pictures taken to tweets and everything else? Where are you at right now? You're in Texas doing some tours, the anti-bullying tours.
Yes.
Talk about that. Where can people come see you?
Well, this Friday I'm going to be at Humboldt Skating Rink in Humboldt, Texas, which is pretty close to Houston, and it's at Humboldt State at 7 o'clock. So that's where I'll be performing on Friday, and then I have a performance. Let's see, I'm performing in Nashville in June for a country music festival. So June 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and I'll also be a part of the fanfare and the convention center. It's a brand new one that they built.
Oh, nice.
So that's a really cool thing for country fans. They can just come in and meet you at your booth and stuff like that. So if anybody's in or around Nashville or going to Nashville for CMA Fest, I'll be there. Okay,
cool. If you ever get a chance to do a tour down here in the deep south, down in Mobile, definitely let me know because I want to bring everybody out to come listen to you. I think you're an amazing artist, so I can't wait to see you live. Now people can contact you on your website. You've got CelesteKellogg.com, which redirects us really KelloggEntertainment.wix.com. But they can check you out on Facebook and then MySpace and Twitter. Under Celeste Kellogg on YouTube. Everyone needs to go check out her videos and stuff. They're absolutely amazing. It's Celeste Music 5, the number 5, Celeste Music 5. There's CD Baby, Reverb Nation. Check out her on Instagram. Of course, buy her music. If you like it, buy it on iTunes. And matter of fact, buy 2. Give 1 to a friend. There you go. And where else? Where else can people check you out? Did I hit all the main spots?
I think so, and if they don't have, I think you said Amazon. If they don't have iTunes, I'm on Amazon and Google Play too. Okay, nice. For booking info, if you want to book her in your massive auditorium, I guarantee you're going to need thousands of seats because she's amazing. Check out the website in order to get her to show up at your venue. You're just an amazing person, and you're so young still. So, thank you for everything that you're doing and all the stuff that you've made so far and all the stuff that you're going to be making. And you're right, don't let anybody stop you. Not in bullying, not in general passing. Just believe in your own dream and keep doing it. And you're an example of that. You live what you say, and I think that's amazing. I think that's beautiful. So thank you so much. Before we go, do you have any final thoughts you would like for everyone to know about you, about life, about your music, or anything? Well, I have an interesting fact, and that's that I can pogo stick with no hands.
No way!
I can. There's actually a video on YouTube about it. But but my final thought was just to thank everybody who's out there supporting me, and the fans that have bought my songs and listened to my music and support me on Twitter and tweet at me every day and on Facebook that message me, and the people that come to the concert and everybody online, everybody that comes to the show. I want to thank everybody so much for the support because without you and people like you, artists wouldn't be where they are. So you're really what helps us out with our dreams. So thank you guys for everything. Well said. Thank you. On behalf of everyone on the show, all the
the producers, all the editors, all the other people that work behind the scenes, all the fans and people around the world. Thank you so much, Celeste, for coming on and talking with us and sharing us a little bit about your life, your music as well. And we look forward to seeing so much more of you and hearing so much more of you. We'd love to have you back on for a part 2 or part 3, part 4 for your new albums and other things that come up, for the movies that are coming out, for the books that'll be coming out. Yes, I'm just throwing that out there and giving you a hint. You should do something. So for the new movie, Lindsay's Way, everybody go check her out on CelesteKellogg.com. Thank you so much, Celeste, and I hope you have a very beautiful day and week ahead. And congratulations on the tour, and have fun.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
And now a word from our sponsors.
At Taylor Gifts, we do customized monogramming and embroidery. We can monogram anything from a simple one name on a bib for a baby to a customized logo on a company shirt. We can make gifts for your wedding entourage and gifts for your friends. Label your children's items for school and put names on jerseys for sports. If you have items of your own you want them monogrammed and embroidered, we can do that. Tailor Gifts are sewn with high-quality thread on a professional embroidery machine. So go to the website www.tailorgifts.net, call 251-391-4354, email sales@tailorgifts.net, visit us at ETSY, and Facebook us. We are ready for your orders.
Welcome to WROM, Realms of Music Radio and Social Network. We support independent artists and talk shows, hosting a large discussion forum and an artist gallery. We also have a large social network combining the best of Facebook and MySpace into one. So make sure you submit your music to us and create a profile to promote yourself today. That's realmsofmusic.com, the best of music radio.
The Ghost Tales Television Network, GTN. GTN is designed to give the paranormal TV and filmmaking community the opportunity to showcase their talents and creations. If you believe you have what it takes to create your very own TV show and or short film and you would like the opportunity to showcase your creations, you may contact us at ghosttalestv@gmail.com or call 901-377-7166 for more details. Make sure you visit ghosttalestv.com. GTN, America's Paranormal Superstation.
Jackalope 105 FM on jackaloperadio.com. Your alternative to the grind of internet and FM radio. When we say diversity in programming, we mean it. Lots of stations brag, throw out a hype, and pad their numbers. Well, we don't. Accept no limitations. When you truly want awesome 24-hour radio, tune in to Jackalope and rock your routine. Jackalope 105 FM on jackaloperadio.com.
Thank you for listening to the show. I am your host, Bryan Lee Whatley. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next time when another story begins. Until then, love and light.